Good morning everyone, how are we all doing today? I'm back out again on an impromptu session. Yeah, really not planned so much, it's changed venue 4 times literally on the way here. Yeah, we're at Withernsea. Don't need to say any more than that. You can fish all the way up and down Withernsea for the most part, and I'm just setting up, as you can see. I thought I'd try something a bit different during the intro. It's just me. Well, I say it's just me, it's not just me. It's me and a fair few others, but I'll get to that in a bit. Because I realised the other day after watching Big Dan's video, which if you're wondering about bait pumping, go check it out. UK Sea Fishing with Big Dan. Fucked up there, haven't I? Right, which one's this? This is the Century. What rig do I pull out of my pocket first? Not the one I want. I'm going to run the Century at range. I'm going to put the oh god, what's this one called? Pulley dropper on it, with a hair rig on it, with a hair on it, with a dongle, dingle dangle, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it hit me a couple of doggies which actually I'll be on the video that's coming out tomorrow. Try 5 ounce to start with, see if that holds. 5 ounce long leg, and I'm just going to go with, actually I don't know what I'm going to go with because my bait's still frozen. I'll get a packet of squid out and it can defrost a little bit while I get the other one rigged up. You can tell my head is up my arse today. I've got some lugworm for the other rig, so that one's alright. I've got some bluey which I'll sort out later on. There we go. I'll get that packet of squid out. Right, so this is going to be, to start with, probably just straight squid. The other one is having a 2-hook clip down on it. Hopefully these reels are a bit quieter than they were when I last used them, because yeah, they were fishing in Storm, Catherine, Caitlin, Katie, whatever it was. By the end of the session the reels sounded like they were chewing themselves to pieces, just with the amount of sand that got forced into them in the wind. I'm just going to use a 2-hook clip down primarily to help prevent the blank, but it has got some bigger hooks on it. It's got size 1/0s on it. No, it hasn't, it's got size 2s on it. Stand corrected, size 2 bait holders. It's been that long since I tied it. Stay there, that's going to disappear. I'm going to end up dancing for that again, aren't I? Anyway, they're the right balls of this. Yeah, so yeah, I've decided to come out today, decided to come out fishing. I just had a hell of a week of it, to be fair. Came close to telling my boss to shove it, which I'm sure is not a strange feeling for a lot of people. You know what, I'm not going to dance for it. And I've had to book a couple of days off to straighten my head out, to be honest. Just not having a good time with it at the moment. But enough of that, we're here to fish. And then this one, I'm going to have to cast over there a little bit because I'm fishing next to someone. We'll get into that. But I'm putting a gripless lead on it. I mean, we'll see how long that lasts. And that's just going to have worm on it. Boing. So I didn't think to get my bait out first, so that's not defrosted. So I'll go grab a baiting needle. We'll get the worm rig out. And then I'm going to chill out with worm rig and have some lunch. Because unlike these fellas that live local, I've made a few stops as well today. So I've been on my travels since 9 o'clock this morning. And it's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I've had no snap yet. So I'm going to chill out with one rod for a little bit. Been to see Scott at Goxhill. He now stocks just straight lugworm. That's dropped its tail. Saves me a job chopping it in the cast. Now he normally caters to match anglers, but I'll be honest, I had a bit of a whinge at him, saying I didn't like the size of the lugworm that he gave me last week. Doing not wrong with it, don't get me wrong. Caught fish. I'll firm up a little bit. Yeah, it'll do. We'll go on bottom up. So he's given me some of the bigger ones this week. Only because I whinged. So there's no wrong with small worm, it'll catch your fish. You've got to know where to put it though, that's the thing. And I wanted something just a little bit bigger. So he's given me some of the bigger worm this week. And I'm targeting today pretty much the same as I was last week. Targeting rays, doggies, smooth hounds if they're out there, I suppose. A couple of crabs to use up, so you know, I'd be remiss not to say that if they're out there I won't mind one. I'd love to hit into a couple of bass today, but I think the sea's a little bit too calm for that. We've got a family get together coming up at the end of the month. I'd love to take a couple of bass along to that, but like I say, I think I'll be hard pushed to nail a decent sized bass today. I'll show you the sea state and everything in a minute. Just want to get casted out. That's not going to work. Let's pop you in there. So yeah, we'll go with the worm. Let the frozen baits defrost just a little bit, because at the moment I can't get a squid out because it's the bloody squid from, oh, what they're called, Withernsea baits, that's it. It's the bloody squid, which is full of liquid as well as squid, so when it's frozen solid it's a block. So, oh wait up, let's undo that first. So I just need to let that defrost because at the moment I can't get a squid out. Well, I suppose I could use straight bluey, there'd be no wrong with that. I might do that actually. Or I might do a load of black lug, because I've got a load of black lug to use up as well. So I might send out a load of black lug. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I'm going to go cast this out, roll the intro, and I'll see you in a bit. See how this plays ball. I've been filming for the best part of half an hour and camera decides, nah, I'm not saving that footage. Oh God, bros. Anyway, couple of nudges, couple of bites, no takes yet. Only on the first bait up. I don't think we're expecting miraculous things until we get sort of closer to high water, because there's not a great depth of water out there at the moment. I suppose having lost the footage means that I can do the shout outs I wanted to do. So I've been on my travels today. I went to see Scott at Goxhill, Squids in Bait and Tackle for my worm. I had a bit of whinge at him last week, so I didn't like size at worm. I'm not a match fisherman. So this week he's giving me somewhat bigger worm. He's used to catering to match anglers, and they want sort of 1 to 2 inch worms, whereas I'm not a match angler, so I wanted sort of 3, 4. Actually I wanted some yellowtails today, but he's not doing them at the moment. And then from there I went to go see Dan at Hull Reel Servicing. I gave him the CI4s, and the second hand one he picked it up and went, "This has been dropped." I mean, for what I paid for it, I don't mind, you know, I got a good price. I goes, "This has been dropped." I was like, wow. Can't afford another lens. I says, "What do you mean?" He says, "This has been dropped." He says, "You can feel it's tight." And to me, it didn't feel tight at all. To me, it didn't feel tight at all. But to him, literally 1 or 2 turns, he was like, "Yeah, there's something's not right here." He had it stripped, and he showed me that the main shaft had a slight bend in it. I mean, undeniable, visible to the naked eye, but only a slight bend, and he could tell just from handling the reel for a few seconds. I literally stood there talking to the man, and he's already stripped it, repaired it, and started putting it back together in the time we were just stood gassing. I says, "No," I says, I'm away now. I need to go fishing." I says, "I've not brought any brass with me anyway, because I intended on picking them back up at the end of the month." I had actually said to him, says, "You know, these don't need doing now." I says, "If you've got other jobs on, they don't need doing now, because I don't want them." I say I don't want them. I don't need them now, potentially, hopefully, he says, after birdieing his first cast. Until the new year. Until winter. Autumn, winter time. Because I like using fixed spools on the wall. I like using them in the dark. It's probably lack of faith in myself more than anything else, but I don't use the multipliers in winter conditions. It's fiddly, you know, it's all the thumbing the line, and B, I don't trust myself with them, you know. And for the likes, and I speak to quite a fair few people actually from over my way, so there's a fair few people that I speak to, and sort of it's nice to have people that acknowledge when you're travelling an hour and a half, 2 hours to go fishing, and if you can't afford to do it regularly, you need to have faith in the gear that you've got and in yourself. So when I'm travelling in winter to find the elusive cod that doesn't exist for me, it's got to be right, hasn't it? You've got to know that you ain't going to fuck up your gear, because at the end of the day, there's a saying in IT trade, in IT support, and it's quite often the fact that the problem is between chair and keyboard. And yes, there's the stereotypical if you turned it on and off again. And for me, with the multipliers, everything that's ever gone wrong, not with the multipliers, yeah, with the multipliers, not the fixed spools. Sorry, did I say that he does fixed spool multiplier servicing? He does fixed spool servicing. So forget everything that I've just said about all reel fishing. He does fixed spool servicing, not multiplier servicing. God almighty. Heads all over the place today. I bet a lot of people start saying, CI4s is a fixed spool, not a multiplier. Why is he taking more fixed spool servicing? It doesn't do multipliers. So yeah, I fish with the multipliers in summer when you can see what you're doing with them. That's a bite. Yeah, it's still there. Let's have a look. It's only worm baits, easily changed. Doesn't feel like it. Feels like I missed it. Unless it's a weed fish. Yeah, another one missed. Could be that the hook's, but we'll persevere. I've made my bed, I'll lay in it. So there's a couple of little knocks on there. Yeah, one stripped hook and one with the worm pulled near enough fully off. So summit's hit it. So who knows, maybe there is a bass out there. We'll change the worms, get it back out. So what was I saying? Whole reel angling does fixed pulls, not multipliers. Can't believe I've just sat there. Told you. I'm not with it today. I've just had a, well, we all have those weeks, don't we? Might change these hooks. Might have a rummage around in my box. I might change these hooks. Something a bit smaller. That was a good bite, that. Shame I missed it. And try and stick it in the same area again, the other side of the waves. So yeah, whole reel servicing. I'll link to his Facebook. If you've got a reel that you want looking at, drop him a message. I believe he operates post as well. You just cover postage. He doesn't pay for it, obviously. He's a one-man band. He's trying to make a bit of brass. Can't fault anybody for wanting to make a bit of brass, can you? You box them up, you send them to him, and I think he looks at it and lets you know. I don't know, message him, really, seriously. If you've got a reel you want looking at, message him. Let's not try and nest this again. Yep, there we go. That'll do. About where I want it again. Happy with that. Happy with that. I think we'll make up a bluey bait shortly. What else did I say in the footage that no longer exists? I spoke about Big Dan UKC fishing. If you're interested in bait pumping, he's just put out a really good video about bait pumping, about casts and things like that. So that's UKC fishing with Big Dan. And then today I have turned up to the beach and there is Shane, the Holderness Cod Father here. Oh, is he in? He might be, you know. Looks promising, that. And then next to him you've got Gaz Wilkinson, and next to him you've got Lee Stevenson. So shout out to all you fellas. And then coming to fish with us in a little bit, I believe, is Gordon Wolfman from Wolfman's Fishing. I say, I were given this mark, and initially I was going to fish Kilnsea, and then the weed reports were shocking, and then I was going to fish Hornsea, and the catch reports were shocking. So I thought, let's go check this out. And I did have a chat with Mr. Begbie before coming here, but when we last spoke he was going Hornsea, and then when I was on my way here, anyway, so do go check out the Holderness Cod Father. Do go check out UKC Fishing with Big Dan. Is he in? Is he confused? Is he in? No, he's not. Just seemed to be taking a really long time to reel that in. But yeah, I think my worm rig might be suffering with big hookitis, to be honest, but I'm gonna stick with it. Especially as the water deepens, I'm gonna stick with it. Today is more about mental well-being than it is about the fish I catch. Not yet, a couple of bites.
Are you down here long?
Only about half an hour. So I've had a couple of really good knocks, but no takes yet.
What's your channel called?
One Man and His Rod.
Yeah, I'll watch you.
Nice to meet you. You got Holderness Cod Father there as well.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I should go for it. Yeah, some good videos.
Thank you very much.
No problem, keep coming.
I will do, thank you.
Take care, yeah?
You too.
Take care, mate. I watch your videos. Brilliant.
Always nice, always nice. What else did we miss in that missing footage? Couple of bites, as I've just said to that gent. A couple of bites, but I say, and I had one on the squid rig. Just a knock, wasn't a bite, just a knock. But once the water deepens up, I'm not too far away from it now where I might start fishing with bluey and squid, because I am going to narrow the field a little bit. I am going to target rays, and rightly or wrongly, This is my very limited understanding that that rays like bluey, so I'm going to give that a go. I might switch up the fresh worm for some frozen blacks because I've got them to use up. I don't know. There was something else. There was something else I really needed to say, or I really wanted to say. Whatever it is, it's completely left me. Oh yeah. Talking with Scott at the at Squid's Inn at the bait shop, and we were just sort of chatting, setting world to rights, in fact. And in fact, I tell you what, you can watch the rods while I gas as well. Stop. No need to look at my ugly mush. You can see, you can watch the rods with me. Just make sure that's in frame. It is. Right. Yeah. We were setting world tonight in tackle shoppers. Quite often, a lot of people do get on a soapboxes. But there's a couple of things he brought up, and he was talking about. Well, we were talking about YouTubers. Oh, he's gassing. Come on, Gaz. That looks promising. That looks promising, unless he's got a big ball of weed. Come on, show us a ray, Gaz. No, he's shaking his head. No. And one of the interesting things he brought up, because he says to me, he says, Russ, he says, you know, a lot of YouTubers, they come onto YouTube and all of a sudden they make out like they've been fishing for 40 years, which I like to think is something I don't do. What I attempt to do is just my journey into sea fishing. It's not a how-to. If anything, it's a how not to. But it's just a video diary. I'll bring the video along and you come and you chill out with me, and if you enjoy the footage, brilliant. Like, share, subscribe. I do how-tos, but they're less how-tos and more me learning, and I'll just show you what I'm learning as I'm learning it. But he says, you know, what I would like to see you do, or what I think would make a good bit of content, is go along to a match, to a pegged match, and sit with a match angler, especially at this time of year, because he come up with a very valid point that one thing a lot of us don't do this time of year, we don't scale down as gear. I'm guilty of it. I'm very guilty of it. You know, and I did it last year. I scaled down my gear and it paid off, and I'm narrowing the field a bit today, intentionally. But normally, you know, size 1s on a flapper rig or on a clip down rig, or a loop rig, you need to scale your hooks down this time of year. You need to, especially on the links coast, sort of lower your expectations a little bit as to what you can catch. But if you're using something with a bit of grunt behind it, a hook with a bit of grunt, so we were talking about the Camasan Aberdeens, is it B940s, 920s? You know, the size 1 will still bring you in a big fish. It's got plenty of strength to bring in a big fish, but it's small enough to not shy off the smaller fish. if you've been watching for a little while, you'll have seen I've been fishing, been bringing Rosa out, and she's been fishing with little size 4s, I think they are, fine wire match hooks. Fine wire hooks, and she's been having a whale of a time. She did learn in this sort of video just gone that it's not all, you know, 20 fish sessions, and it's not all non-stop sunny lovely days. But on that fine wire hook she brought in, I think it were a 37 centimetre codling on a fine wire. You know, you can still catch the fish you want on small hooks, but if you're fishing with big hooks, you increase your chance of blanking. And I know Scott's been having great fun taking young'un out, and I say I've been doing the same. Taking the young'un out and fishing with light rock gear or light gear. Little reel, little low weight braid, and little hooks, and it's great fun. I mean, a flounder on that little 10 foot mackerel rod that Rosa uses feels like a 14 pound smooth hound. It's great fun. Oh, you're all right. It's 20 foot up in there, love. Well, not 20 foot, but you know what I mean. And yeah, so he sort of combined the two things. So, you know, you could come and sit with a match angler and show how a match angler does it. And, you know, match anglers, they'll fish with these small hooks using small baits, not these baby's arms that we sometimes send out, using small baits, and they're still catching the specimen fish. You know, they're not missing out on the big fish. I think that's worth remembering, definitely worth bearing in mind. Right, I'm going to prep up a bit of bluey, so I need my scissors or a knife. I'm going to prep up a bit of bluey, and then I'll bring my distance in and we'll get that back out, because it's getting to the shallow point of the beach where if I cast it out now and leave it, it'll be in a good position for in about 20 minutes. But because you spent so long field casting,
yeah, I know.
but it's muscle memory, so it's a lot of retraining for you.
No, it is, yeah.
Let me get this fish mentioned, and then,
no,
you know, because I mean, it's still worthy of mention.
Is it? Sure.
Yeah, well, there's 5 of us. There's 5 of us down here, and it's first fish. It's first fish, so you know.
We'll allow you that one.
A little slug. First fish of the evening. I actually saw the bite, believe it or believe it not. I'll get it put back. Can't believe it had 2 hooks in its gob. Yeah. So it's told its mates now. It's told its friends now. If he pulls something decent in now, he's banned. Yeah, yeah. We're going to do him in. We'll have a rod apiece. Oh, you kidding? If that's a ray, we're doing you in. Alright, battery cut out. We're still here. We're still at Withernsea. Wind's decided to make a show for itself. And it's still 1 to me, 1 to Lee. and everybody else is having a bad day. And the weed is starting to make a show for itself as well. There's a pub right there. I am very tempted, and I don't drink and drive. But at least it's comfortable. So we've got about another hour until high tide. Provided something terminal doesn't happen, we'll stick it out, at least until high tide. But I may not fish the ebb. It'd be easy to say I'll fish the ebb if people were catching fish. But nobody's catching any fish, so we'll see. We'll see. See how the mood takes us. Anyway. I'll bring you back if something happens. Or when something happens. Come on, let's be positive. When something happens. But I'm starting to get a feeling the only fish I'm going to see today is going to be the fish and chips I'm going to get on my way home. I'll see you in a bit. An absolute cracker of a Dover sole. Measured it at 41 centimetres, weighed it at 1.67 pounds. Do you want some lugworm? So it sort of reinvigorated us a little bit. I were ready for calling it a day. Might stay a bit longer, eh? We'll see. I'll speak to you in a bit. I'll cancel the outro for now, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Okay guys, well, that burst of enthusiasm was fruitless. But I've got to say, well done Shane, what a cracking fish. What a cracking fish. If you want to see it, you'll have to go over to the Holderness Cod Father, because I'm not going to show you. Yes, it's coming home with me. I'm not ashamed to admit that. It's my household's favourite fish. But I'm calling it a day. The enthusiasm has well and truly waned. It's dropped cold. There's still no coming out. In fact, I think, is everybody calling it a day?
I think they're on the last cast now.
So.
Try that, mate.
I've got a couple more. That's what I'm using.
Are you using a try and bait needle? Yeah.
Yeah, I love their baiting needle.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant. You just have to remember to give it a wipe down every once in a while.
Yeah,
Get a bit sticky.
yeah. But other than that,
But yeah, amazing baiting needles. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're all on last cast.
And them scissors have to be my favourite.
These assassins.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant, aren't they?
I love them that much. I've got 3 pairs of them.
Yeah, they are. I love them.
I keep one clean for cutting braid, one for making rings, and one in the box.
That's just posh, that. That's proper posh,
It's
that.
not.
Yeah,
I kept forgetting them and leaving them at home. But they're such a great pair of scissors.
Yeah, they are. They're fantastic, mate. Love them. Yeah. One of the best purchases, to be fair. Well, yeah, tough day that, mate, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you should be so proud of that.
Oh, I'm happy as Larry.
I've just said on video, I'm not ashamed to admit I've nicked it off you.
That's fine, mate. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do with it
It's
anyway.
my household's favourite fish.
Oh, nice. Well, I hope you enjoy it.
Well, hopefully, if we get this barbecue off the ground, hopefully we won't miss them and I can cook some up at barbecue.
That'll be something else, that, mate, won't it? Yeah. brilliant, mate. As always, Russ, absolute pleasure, mate. Thanks very much, honestly.
Thanks for listening to me. I seem to always vent to you.
I'm a good listener.
You're a quiet listener. Yeah, go check out Holderness Cod Father if you want to see the fish. Cracking Dover sole, absolutely cracking. So that's it from us tonight at Withernsea. Withernsea Middle. I'll narrow it down a little bit. To be honest, I won't know what to call it. It's just Withernsea. Really slow night. It's been great to be out with Shane. It's been great to speak to somebody. I always vent to Shane, and I apologise to him for it. But we're similar in the way of fishing and YouTube and so on and so forth. And unless you do YouTube, you don't really understand YouTube and how it has its ups and downs. And so you put work in and you don't get anything back, and sometimes it can spiral. So I've had a right vent at him. But anyway, I'm going to wrap the video there. Stay safe, tight lines, and I'll see you next time.